In our introduction, we defined brand equity as the measurable value that your brand brings to your business. Based on the perception and customer experiences, brand equity can be positive or negative. Brands with negative brand equity would be better off with no name on it at all. If consumers think highly of a brand, it will usually have positive brand equity. Simple enough, right? Every marketer should be after having a more positive brand equity. Why? Positive brand equity allows you to set your product or service at a higher price point, gain competitive advantage, especially in a commodity market, increase the success of a new product or service launch, gain attention from bloggers, press, and industry leaders, and convince investors that your business is worth investing in, just to name a few. The goal for any brand building program is to increase brand equity. Now imagine having a brand with a horrible reputation. You'd have a really hard time convincing consumers that you're worth the purchase, getting people's attention, introducing a new product, or getting someone to invest in your business. It's clear why you want to have a positive brand equity. Now, let's go into exactly what builds it. Building brand awareness is the very first step that a marketer needs to take to build brand equity around their brand. Like we said before, it's the extent to which consumers are familiar with your brand and its qualities. This is what you will focus on the most when your brand is getting introduced to the market. Having high brand awareness is absolutely necessary in getting more sales and a higher revenue. But why? According to author and Harvard professor Gerald Zaltman, our purchase decisions are 95% subconscious. When a consumer is ready to purchase something, they're going to go with what's most familiar, the brand they know and trust the most. This is especially important for big-ticket items like a car. When consumers know your brand and see it, it plants the seed of you in their minds. When your target audience has a problem, you want them to think of you as the solution. You can increase brand awareness through using search engine optimization, also known as SEO, to get your business's page to the top of the SERPs, or the search engine results page. You can host events. What better way to attract potential clients and get them familiar with you than throwing an event? It could be purely for fun, or more of an educational workshop for potential clients. You can become a sponsor. You can also find an event someone else is hosting and sponsor it. Make sure that the company or the person that you're partnering with is relevant to your target market. Sometimes you do have to pay the coordinator to be a sponsor, but for smaller local events, you can even become a sponsor by providing free samples of your product and having an activation during an event. You can provide free content. Your website should be a massive source of information for your target market. Through blogging, ebooks, or other free content, you give people the opportunity to experience your brand before they even make a purchase. You can become an authority on a subject and a trust source of information. In our Branding Mastery course, you'll learn exactly how to create branded content that will bring in thousands of readers. Social media. Having a social media presence is absolutely essential in building brand awareness. You want to make the best impression you possibly can on your target audience, and the power of social media gives you the ability to capture the attention of consumers who may have never learned about you otherwise. Different people will associate your brand with different things. Once consumers become aware of your brand, they'll begin to associate it with different things or attributes. This can happen before or after a purchase. Brands like Apple are associated with design. BMW is associated with sophisticated and superior engineering and being fun to drive. As a brand manager, you will have a great influence on what consumers associate with your brand. So why do I say influence and not ownership? Well, it's because you can't choose how people will react to your brand. This is why it's so important to understand your target market and what their needs, wants, and desires are. You'll never have total control of what people associate with your brand. But when you know what your audience wants from you, you'll be able to create stronger, positive brand associations as you'll know how to solve a customer's problem before they even have to ask. Consumer culture today has our brands blended seamlessly into our lives. We use brands to represent who we are and what we stand for. As naturally social creatures, humans want to belong to something, to be part of a group. The most successful brands out there have built communities around themselves to bring their buyers together. For example, motorcycle brand Harley-Davidson has a group called HOG, an exclusive membership only available to the proud owners of a Harley. Brand associations are formed by a customer's contact with your business through the advertisements and promotions that you put out, the communities you build around your brand, word of mouth, your price, the quality of your product or service, if you have any influencers or endorsers working with your product, your brand's visuals and logo, and your brand's personality. You will learn how to establish and develop your brand's personality and visuals in chapters 4 and 5 of our Branding Mastery course. Forming positive brand associations is necessary to help build your brand's equity. The more good memories a consumer has with your brand, the better it is for you. Repeated positive interactions between a consumer and a brand, be it direct or indirect, bring a person one step closer to the ultimate brand manager's dream: brand loyalty. Brand loyalty. Loyalty is a powerful word. Brand loyalty happens when a customer becomes committed to your brand and becomes a repeat buyer, sometimes even for life. Once a person becomes loyal to your brand, it is extremely difficult for a competitor to break that link, meaning you should develop strategies to increase brand loyalty among your consumers. Consumers are loyal to brands, not products. The purchase decision is highly complicated, and a great deal more based in emotions and perception than cold hard facts. The Pareto principle explains that 80% of your future revenue comes from 20% of your current customer base. That is huge. Businesses spend 5 to 25 times more to acquire new customers than to retain their existing ones. Repeated customers are cheaper to market to, they spend more, and they make purchases more often. Why wouldn't you want that for your business? But it won't come without an effort on your part. Consumers aren't loyal to brands out of the goodness of their hearts. You're really going to have to earn that loyalty. First and foremost, the number one key to building brand loyalty is to always be providing something of value. People don't want to be sold something, they want to see the value of something. This means always creating high-quality content and offering truly quality products or services. Secondly, you have to consistently provide an excellent customer experience. Be kind and consistent in your customer service, and if you make a mistake, don't be afraid to own it and offer a solution immediately. Being genuine is extremely valuable across every industry, and in a world of cost-cutting and time-saving, consumers will return to the brands that make them feel valued time and time again. This means using social media as part of the customer experience as well. 65% of Twitter users expect brands to respond to their message within 2 hours, so you'd better be on top of your game. The third tip: listen to the feedback your customers are giving you. Now, I'm not saying to change your colors every time someone mentions it, but if you're hearing repeated praises or complaints about the same thing, take that into account. Be gracious for all the feedback that you get and use it to open a two-way dialogue. Number 4, be consistent. How can you expect someone to be loyal to your brand if you're changing your logo, tone, or offerings every 20 minutes? Consumers want to have the confidence that you'll deliver on your promises every single time, not just when it's convenient for you. Your brand needs to feel like your brand across all platforms. This may sound really simple, but you'd be quite surprised at how often companies forget to do this. Now, you actually have to entice your customers to come back after they've purchased from you. Oftentimes, even if someone had a really great interaction with you, a person may simply forget about their purchase and move on about their lives. This is why you want to create an incentive for customers to come back again and again and again. There are many ways that you can create a loyalty program for your brand. Let's go over a few. You can use a simple points-based system. This is very basic, but highly effective, and works best for frequent and short-term purchases. Every dollar spent with you counts as a point towards some kind of reward. These rewards can be a gift card, a freebie, or a discount. Just make sure that your system is very clear and straightforward. Don't make it so complex that your customers have to whip out their calculators and do some crazy derivatives to figure out what they can get. A great example of a point system is Shell Drivers Club. When you become a member, Shell gives you points when you buy fuel, car washes, and even in-store purchases. These points can then be redeemed for fuel vouchers, and as anyone who drives a car knows, any way to get cheaper fuel is most definitely worth the effort. Being a part of the Shell Drivers Club gives their customers a great incentive to always choose Shell when filling up, rather than going to the cheapest gas station on the block. You can also use a tiered system. Similar to the points system, this one gives levels to the rewards that customers can get depending on how much they spend with you. A great example of this is luxury makeup retailer Sephora's rewards program. They have 3 levels to their rewards: Beauty Insider, VIB, and VIB Rouge. You can see here that they clearly segment the benefits of each group and show how much you need to spend each year to gain access to their membership. Another way to gain loyalty is to charge a small fee for special treatment. You might be thinking, hold on, we're asking customers to pay to use us? It can work in the right context. By charging a small one-time fee to unlock VIP services, you increase purchases because your customer has already invested something in you. Look at Amazon Prime. Many online retailers are offering a one-time annual fee for unlimited free shipping. Why not hold a contest? Tell your customers that they only need to spend X amount of dollars to be entered to win a gift card to you or another relevant non-competitor. And you'll see both engagement and loyalty increase. Not only is this a fun way to interact with your consumers, but you'll also be seen as a brand that wants to provide an extra benefit to them, someone that really cares about their customers. Just make sure that the amount of money you're asking people to spend with you before being entered is attainable and relative to the reward. Don't expect to see results with a contest that's asking you to spend $1,000 for a chance to win a $25 gift card. Or you can also hold a contest that has no purchase necessary. This works especially well on social media. What you can ask from your customers is a follow on your social media, or to share the contest with at least 3 friends. A great example of this is clothing brand Nasty Gal. Each month, they hold a contest to pick 3 lucky people and pay their month's rent. Now, I don't know about you, but if someone were offering to pay my rent, I would jump on that opportunity right away. They've got 3 rules for entry. 1, you have to be following their Instagram account. 2, you have to like their photo. And 3, tag 4 friends in the comments. So while Nasty Gal might not get an immediate purchase from participants that have entered the contest, they have now amassed a huge number of followers and skyrocketed their engagement, thus increasing brand loyalty with existing followers and brand awareness with their new followers. By holding contests like these, you will bring many new prospects into the nurturing stage. Now that they'll be seeing your brand on their social media feeds, they'll become more familiarized with you. This is yet another small part of the nurture funnel process, another possible step towards the conversion phase.